Yes, Rebecca Siddell, legal advisor to the panel. Thanks.
Thank you, Rebecca. Can we now have Sarah Cornell from the Licensing Authority to introduce the representation?
Good morning. So this is an application for a new premises licence for Pommy's Pizza, 12 Imperial Arcade, Brighton. The applicant is asking for the sale of alcohol on the premises every day from 12 noon until 11 p.m. and I will leave it up to the applicant to explain their proposals in more detail. 2 representations were received from local residents which had concerns relating to the prevention of crime and disorder and prevention of public nuisance, and these can be found from page 27 of today's agenda. Both representees are unable to attend this hearing, but both confirm that they would like their comments to be taken into account and sent their apologies. No representations were received from responsible authorities, and you will also see that the police agreed conditions with the applicant should the application be granted, which can be found from page 27 of the agenda. The agreement effectively classes the premises as a restaurant under our matrix approach shown on page 12 of the agenda. The matrix is a table with provisions for a terminal hour for licensed activities for all classes of licensed premises in a particular area, recognising the diverse operations and different risks presented by those premises. The matrix states restaurants can be granted in the CIZ up until midnight. As mentioned, this premises is situated in the city's cumulative impact area. The special policy for cumulative impact states that applications for new licences will be refused following relevant representations. But the Council's policy goes on to say that this special policy is not absolute. Upon receipt of a relevant representation, the licensing authority will always consider the circumstances of each case and whether there are exceptional circumstances to justify departing from its special policy. And if an application is unlikely to add to the cumulative impact of the area, it may be granted. The onus is on the applicant to demonstrate this. And the policy is not absolute. Each application must be given individual consideration on its own merits. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Do I have any questions from the panel?
Not at this stage.
No. Okay, thank you. In that case, Mr. Vittori, do you have any questions for Sarah Cornell?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Therefore, would you like to give your representation, please?
Yeah. So first of all, sorry if my English is not the best. My vocabulary is not huge. So first of all, like the residents for us is like our first clients. So we had I had a chat with one of the people that objected, and we said we will always do everything to collaborate, but we also need to make sure that we find a good compromise so we can also sustain the business. For us, being open in the arcade is a challenge already because it's been neglected for so many years, and a lot of people are like customers are scared even to walk through the arcade because it's been like quite a scary place to walk through. So first of all, that is a big challenge for us, and we are trying with this new development, new owner, and we are trying to, you know, make it a nice place for residents first and for everyone to like come and enjoy a nice place of Brighton, in the middle of Brighton. So Pommy's Pizza is we are a restaurant, so we open from 12 and we hope to open until like 10 p.m. I would say. We apply until 11 just in case we want to extend. We've been open since 1 month now. It's almost 1 month. We've seen a good footfall, a good amount of lunchtime sales. But then between 3 and 6:30 p.m. is really like people already had lunch. So for us, it's really quiet. 6:30 p.m. is where we would love people to come and enjoy a pizza. We had a lot of in this month, our evening sales are nearly zero. First because we are a new business, but because of the arcade, but also because we had a lot of customers, of course, asking for beers. So our application is mainly to have beers. We no intend to turn into a cocktail bar or no entertainment, no loud music. We want to make sure that we have beers to complement the pizza that people are having. We've been in contact with local breweries. We've been in contact with a lady from Trade Cellar, like from. We would love to support local breweries mainly. So we will have beers from independents in Brighton. We're not thinking to have any like to sell. So we are thinking to do only like sit down drinking. So no vertical drinking, no people outside drinking vertically. What we want to do is just to complement when people come and have the pizza. So that will allow us to also have more clients because I think I am not a drinker. I never drink in my life, but everyone says a beer with a pizza, you know, it's for people that drink, it's reasonable. It's what people like. That one of the neighbor that complained, I tried to have a chat with him and explain, and he was the main concern for him was that the arcade before was closed at 6 p.m. The shutters of the arcade, and he said that that was already a thing that he didn't like at first. He wanted the arcade to close at 6 p.m. Of course, I tried to explain that if that was the rule of the arcade, we would have not got the lease. And he answered back saying, I would have not bought a house 25 years ago if it was like that. He was very like trying to close the conversation while I was trying to be like, let's cooperate. We cannot close at 6 p.m. because that will not be sustainable for our business, for our families and everything. Let's collaborate. Of course, our idea is not to close 11 p.m. Because also we have families, you know, we have a life, and but we cannot close at 6 p.m. for sure. Also, I explained to him that we are the only one in the arcade applying for the alcohol license. So we are a really small restaurant. We have 12, so 5 tables. So we have 10 sitting inside and 8 or 9 sitting outside. So it's not even like at the same time, let's say we can reach maximum 20 people. There's no more space for more people between inside and outside. And also during the winter, it will be likely that even though the arcade is closed, like there's a roof, it's more likely that people will want to stay more inside. So that means maximum 10 to 12 people maximum inside. So in terms of noise control, there will be not a lot of people there for sure. That's the maximum people. I am deaf since I was 3 years old from one ear, and I also have the decibel. I always bring my decibel device to check that we don't go over 75 decibel for the noise, for the music and the people. So that's just because I had business in the past, and with my disability of the year, I always had to do it. Yeah, there's not we're not gonna do live music or any like bands. The restaurant again is really, really small. Our main concept is takeaway, but we know that at night people want to come because people so far are enjoying the pizza. So we know that we would love to have at least like between 10 and 20 people eating inside. And the having beers for us is crucial for the business. What else? Again, we had some I don't know if this is the right term to say it, but I don't know how to say it. I don't want to offend anyone, but that's the only way I know how to describe people that drink, maybe homeless, but they are like kind of like aggressive homeless. So we had them like kicking our A board already in the last month, smashing our A board, coming inside, scaring people in the arcade, and people have to leave, especially when it's raining. All of them, they stay inside the arcade. We have proofs of like poo in the arcade in the morning, or so for us, you know, being there has been challenging, but we want to make sure that altogether we will improve that, and we will make it nice for the residents. That's what we would like the resident. I hope the resident will be happy to come down and have a pizza with us and like have a coffee for the neighbors, or the noodles, or like the bubble tea that is already there. So we hope that they're gonna be part of us. I also ask if we can do a WhatsApp group. So if there's any, you know, any issues from the neighbor upstairs, they're not even upstairs, they are on the other side upstairs. But if there's any issues, you know, we have a WhatsApp group with all the businesses. For us, again, neighbors are our first customers. So, you know, we want to have a good relationship. And if we need to find a compromise, you know, as long as it's viable for us, we will be happy to find a compromise. That's why, like, I wish they were here this morning, so we could chat, because I'm on holiday today. But I of course I took the time to be here and explain everything. I think I've said everything. I'm happy to answer any question. The last thing, we also installing cameras to make sure that everything, we already have 2, but we're installing more to make sure everything is under control. Pagoda security, which is the in the arcade, there's all, because we pay service charge, there's they installed I think 5 cameras in the arcade as well. They can only be checked if there's like a police report, because we've been stolen twice already when we were doing the refit, and we asked for the camera recording, but we can only ask for camera recording if we go to the police and do like a proper report. Thank you for listening, and I'm here to answer any question. Thank you. Grazie.
Thank you, Stefano. Councillor Lyons, would you like to start the questions?
Yes, thank you for the introduction, Mr. Vittori. Before I get into the nuts and bolts, can you give us an outline as to your history in running restaurants and serving alcohol or having licenses in the past? And also in regard to your restaurant, how long was the lease?
So the lease is 10 years, but is within the Act. So, and in terms of alcohol, so my business partner that today is working, Riccardo, he has I have history in marketing and cooking as a chef. He has history. He had a cafe in Bristol for 6 years, and he always had an alcohol license.
Right, thank you. Yeah.
Any other questions, Ivan?
There will be, but Councillor Davis, I'm sure wants to answer the question.
Councillor Davis.
Thank you, and thank you, Mr. Vittori. In fact, Councillor Lyons just asked a couple of my main questions. I did have a question. Are you? I would imagine that you're doing food delivery service with some of the outside things. Would you be planning to advertise that you could sell beer with your delivery service as well?
Yeah, we were talking about it. We just launched on Deliveroo last week. We were thinking that probably if we have, because we are talking with a local brewery called Ambart, if we have, when we do deals with them, we will probably be happy to do that. Yes.
Sarah, would you like to ask a question?
I just wanted to make a point of clarification that the applicant's only applying for on sales and not off sales. So if they did want to do deliveries, that would be a full variation in the future.
Oh, okay.
If it was granted.
Thank you, Sarah. Councillor Lyons.
Yes. So in regard to alcohol, so I've looked at the application and you've mentioned the proposal to sell beers. Any other alcohol that you're looking to sell on site?
Mainly will be beers. We are not planning to sell any other alcohol. Maybe we were thinking, it depends, to do some wine, but it will only be even the beers will be, that's what I forgot to say, will be only like around £5 and more. So will be premium pricing. It will not be like cheap beers or cheap alcohol.
Okay, so you're not looking to offer cocktails or
No.
other spirits?
No, because we don't have a bar, we don't have a
Sure.
space even for it. So our we will do like cans, like a premium beers cans, stuff like that.
Okay, and just for clarification purposes, the number of tables outside in the arcade is
So
three,
we have,
isn't it? Is 3 tables outside, isn't it?
yeah, we have 3 or 4.
3 or 4. And how many seats will those tables accommodate?
Two each. So
Two.
maximum 8.
Maximum 8 people. Okay, just wanted a clarification for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks. No
No
more
worries,
questions at this stage. Thank you.
I'd like to ask a question if that's okay. So just to do with those tables, do you have a pavement license for those tables, or
Yeah,
do you need one?
Yeah, I think Ricardo, my business partner, was talking to someone for the pavement license.
Okay, thank you.
I
And
think
you were
at this
saying,
stage we need one. Sorry to interrupt.
great, thanks. And with regard to you were saying that you at the moment you're only opening until 10 o'clock at night, but you'd like to still apply for the license to continue till 11. Is that, can you just confirm that? I assume so that you have, if you want to stay open till 11, you can.
Yeah, so that was the we will say that we will serve the last drink at 9:30. Because we would love to be closed by 10:30, like to close. There's normally 1 hour until like we clean everything and we leave. So we would love maximum to serve 9:30 and then 10:30 to leave. But if there's like one day where, I don't know, like it's really busy and we want to be open a bit later, we don't want to have any like legal issues about that. But mainly, that's what I wanted to say. We will the last maximum we will serve at 9:30, 99% of the cases.
Thank you. Councillor Lyons.
Yes, thank you. So in regard to the arcade, please excuse me, I haven't been in the arcade for a wee while. So from the North Road end, it's shut in the evenings, isn't it? And what time is that shut?
So they changed because basically our landlord bought half of the arcade, and so the hours now are changed. So it open at 7 a.m. in the morning and close. We don't know what time it closes because I have cameras and I've seen sometimes like 2 a.m. is still open.
Really? Okay.
But we
and-
would be happy to be closed at 11 p.m.
Okay, and do you know who shuts the shutters?
Yeah, I think it's called Pagoda Security.
Okay, and residents have mentioned about noise, because obviously, you know, that arcade does amplify whether it's footfall or people even just speaking. So you play music, do you, or what's the situation there?
Yeah. So first of all, there's no other businesses open at night.
Yeah.
And we have a speaker with Spotify music.
Okay. So in terms of restrictions of the sound of music, you mentioned earlier that you had a contraption which I presume you will consent for that to be available in case any of the authorities, need, if there's complaints. But will you be playing music? Do you plan playing music until closing time, or to an hour before closing time, or until 6 o'clock? What's the?
Yeah, we will play music until there's clients. As soon as we finish at 9:30, we want a bit of peace and like close And but anyway, the music won't be loud because I will make sure that has been checked and doesn't go over 70 decibel.
Okay. I don't know if this is a question to you or perhaps to Sarah Cornell, but do we know how many flats are actually above the shops in the parades? I don't think there's many from offhand, but I don't know exactly how many there are.
I don't.
No, we don't.
roughly.
Okay. No.
So, I know that on top of us, on the side where we are, on top of us, there's a lot of Airbnbs. These people they objected, they live on the other side, on 2 floors up.
Right. So there's accommodation on 2 floors above the shops.
But it's not above, it's on the other side of the arcade.
Right. Okay. Okay. I'm with
So
you.
above us, there's Airbnbs.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Fine. No further questions at this moment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stefano, can I just ask, so you were just saying about playing music. Is the music only inside the building and not in the arcade itself?
Yeah, it's
Thank
only
you.
inside the building, and they installed all new shop front. And when we close the door, because now we having the door open because it's quite hot, but in the winter, because the arcade is like a funnel of wind, so in the winter we will close the door, and with the door closed, like rest assured you cannot hear anything outside because it's
Thank
really
you.
good glazing. You're welcome.
Councillor Davis.
I might does Sarah need to go first? She wants to comment on something that's already been said.
Sarah?
Thank you. Sorry, I was just going to comment on the music, just to say that music until 11 p.m. is deregulated under the Licensing Act. So there's no, you couldn't be a condition anything to do with music, sound limiters, etc. And I don't think the reps particularly raise that as an issue anyway. So just to point that out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Steve?
Thank you. Mr. Stefani, sorry, Mr. Vittori even. I just wanted to ask a little bit more about the staff that will be selling alcohol, because obviously selling alcohol is a very responsible position, and you have already mentioned that you've had an issue with aggressive street drinkers. And I'm just wondering if you could give me or outline or describe if there's any previous experience with your staff that may have sold alcohol before.
Yes, so we have so my business partner, as was saying, he was running a cafe and a drink. He was like doing cocktails and everything because he had a drink bar in Bristol, and he brought one of her staff. Now she moved to Brighton, and she's used to work for him for like 4 years. And the staff at the moment is me, him, and this girl. So and also there's sometimes the Ricardo's wife is coming to is helping in the kitchen as well. In terms of aggressive homeless, I don't know if they're homeless, I don't know if it's the right word. Just because it happens, then it creates problem, and we don't want to have problem. We want our clients to feel safe, and of course if they show us like good behavior, you know, sometimes at the end of the day they come, they want some leftover pizza, but at the moment we're not giving anything because we said, you know, it's dangerous for the staff, and because also sometimes they're fine, sometimes they're like absolutely drunk or on drugs, I don't know, but so we're trying to say we cannot. Sometimes they come, they want to exchange money, we say we don't do that. We're trying to, like, you know, because at the moment they are it's a barrier for people to come in the arcade, and also they know, like, they leave stuff on the floor, they're not really caring about anything. So we, unfortunately, because they are humans and we would love to be nice to everyone, but we will not do any business, anything to do with them.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Stefano, can I just ask you, do you have a smoking management policy?
Smoking, in terms of cigarettes. Yeah. So in the arcade is not allowed, even though
Yeah.
people do that, and in the business, inside the business is not allowed. I absolutely also I never smoke in my life, and I absolutely hate the smell as well. But no one can smoke inside. But not even when you walk through the arcade, there's signals, there's signs that says no smokes, but people do that, and
Thank
it's
you.
upset me.
Thank you.
No worries.
Councillor Lyons.
Yeah, actually, just going on the back of that smoking. I don't know if it does that include vaping?
Yeah. No
Yeah.
vaping allowed.
Yeah,
Nothing.
quite. In terms of your staff, can you just let us know how many staff are in the restaurant, and what policies you'll have for training and in regard to selling of alcohol?
Yeah, so we have, including us owners, we have 4, and we will. They already know no alcohol will be served to people that already look a bit drunk, or if there's a policy that everyone needs to show their ID for alcohol. But we are not a restaurant where people come. We're not planning to people come take a beer and go. We are only planning to you come. So we have all of your details. We have when they book as well. We can ask for date of birth. We have the card details, and then we will ask for ID, and then we will serve beers to the table. That's it. That's the only thing we're gonna do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stefano, do you have signage to remind customers to be quiet when they leave the premises?
No, not yet, but we will do that.
Okay, thank you. And I know you said that you had offered residents a WhatsApp group connection. Did they agree to that?
Because we only met one of the 2 people that objected. He was very rejected. It was not in I would say it was quite rude when we were trying to say we want you to come here and enjoy it. We don't want to have any issues with anyone. But the main reason for him was that the arcade was supposed to shut at 6 p.m. as he used to, and he didn't like people to walk after 6 p.m. And that was the main issues that because we exposed our blue sign on the window for 28 days, and so we saw him looking at, so we went outside because we've seen him walking sometimes. We went outside and tried to have a chat with him and explain, and it's a big shame because we don't want to have, we want, again, for us the residents are the main, like the main customers, like we want them to come, and there was no way to find like a good constructive conversation. He was very like, no, you should not do that, you should not do this, one is not okay, this is, I bought the flat 25 years ago and I didn't want that. Like, it wasn't, that's what is a big shame. We want to collaborate, so that's why we ask. We will do a WhatsApp group. We already have a WhatsApp group with all of the business in the arcade, which are 5 business. So we want to make sure that if there's any problems, there's reasonable problem, like we can all talk together, like, make the arcade like a nice place for residents and for businesses.
So would you instead perhaps agree to just give out a phone number so that, if he doesn't want to become part of your WhatsApp group, that if other residents who don't want to be part of the group have a phone number that they can just ring you and say,
100%.
Can you turn the sound down a bit, or
100%.
That'd be great. Councillor Lyons.
Yeah, so you just mentioned there's 5 businesses in the arcade. I think you're the only one that opens in the evening, is that correct?
So it's gonna be the noodles place next to us is planned to open until 9 or 9:30, but they only do takeaway, so they don't have seatings.
Okay,
but it's not open yet.
Yeah, and you're the only business that there's no businesses currently that sell alcohol at the moment in the arcade. Is there any vacancies in the arcade? Any shops which are not open?
One.
Just one. Okay.
Yeah. So we have money exchange, the bubble tea, a cafe, the Asian, us, and then there's only one vacancy.
Right. Okay. Lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, Councillor Davis.
Yeah, just one last small question from me, Mr. Vittori. It's probably a little bit about your business model. Do you sell pizza by the slice, don't you? And I'm just trying to get an idea if you sell more pizza by the slice as opposed to people coming in a group and sitting down and all sharing a pizza. What I know you haven't been open for that long, but so far, what's your better sales, do you think?
So the idea for us is to make the biggest amount of money for lunch, so we can enjoy our family times and at dinner with our kids and everything. But at the moment, we are doing a really good between 12 and 2 p.m., 2:30, which is lunch, where people come and get a slice. So our business model would be to have a slice until 6 p.m. and then you can come and enjoy a full pizza from 6 p.m. onwards. That's the business model.
That's perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stefano, sorry. Just one last question. I'm not sure if we asked this or not, but can you confirm or not, will the tables outside still be able to drink alcohol if you get the license? So if people are eating outside, will they also be allowed to drink alcohol outside? I'm not sure if you had some sort of idea of only the people inside drinking alcohol.
Yeah, we would love to both of them to drink alcohol, like outside and inside, especially in the summer. We've seen like people when it's really hot on these occasional days to have a beer outside. But
they still will have to eat as well. You won't have.
Yes. Yeah. With eating. Yeah. That we want we are a pizza place. We're not a bar so our main money comes from food, from pizza and tiramisu.
Thank you. Any more questions from the panel?
No further questions. Thank you.
Sarah Cornell, would you? Oh, sorry, Steve. Is that a mistake?
I've gone button crazy. No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Sarah Cornell, do you have any questions for Mr. Vittori?
No questions, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we've moved along quite quickly. We'll now move on to summaries. Can I remind all parties that at this point you should not be introducing any new information that has not been raised already as part of your representation. Please try to be succinct as possible. We'll start with Sarah Cornell, please.
Thank you. So as you've heard, this is an application for a new premises licence for Pommy's Pizza, 12 Imperial Arcade. The applicant is applying for sale of alcohol on the premises every day from 12 noon until 11 p.m. And that includes on the plan those tables and chairs that are just outside the premises. And you have heard from the applicant and read the representation submitted. So licensing guidance states that in determining the application with a view to promoting the licensing objectives in the overall interests of the local community, the licensing authority must give appropriate weight to the steps that are appropriate to promote the licensing objectives, the representations, including supporting information presented by all the parties, and the guidance and its own statement of licensing policy. It is important to note that each application will be given individual consideration on its own merits, and after considering all the relevant issues, the licensing authority may grant the application subject to certain conditions, and any conditions to the licence to meet the licensing objectives should be clear, precise and enforceable. Alternatively, the licensing authority may refuse the application on the grounds that this is appropriate for the promotion of the licensing objectives. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. And we'll now hear from Mr. Vittori. Can you give your final summary, please?
I'm applying for the alcohol license for Pommy's Pizza. every day between 12 and 11 p.m. And I hope, of course, I hope we will be able to collaborate with everyone, and if there's any compromise or anything we can do, we will definitely be happy to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vittori. I will now move to any closing comments from our legal advisor, Rebecca Siddell.
Not really, no, unless you've got any questions of me. I think everyone's said everything they need to from the sound of it.
Thank you, Rebecca. The panel will now retire to make its decision. Please note we will be accompanied by the legal advisor and the clerk to the panel, but they will take no part in the decision-making process. The decision will be sent in writing within 5 working days with appeal rights attached. Thank you all for attending. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.